Go. Get 'em.
You give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or is that it?
7, 6, 5, 4, 10, 11, 12 seconds, 13 seconds. We've been live. 14 seconds.
Oh, hi! We've been live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Land of Meek Believe. I'm Mika. These are my hands. Ryan's behind the camera.
It's my wife.
I'm the wife. He's the husband. I don't know. You started it.
You started with these in my hands.
I say that when I'm crafting and I'm not showing my face, so I'm used to saying it. These are my hands. Welcome to this evening. We are honoring, because we're all excited for the new album for Showgirls to be coming out and the announcement of it. I meant to do this last week. Thank you for sticking around or coming back and checking in with us again later, because I'm really excited. I've been working on Showgirl headdresses and they're very fun and I love it. But thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to try to give you some tips and tricks and inspiration for you to do your own crafting, because whatever it is I'm making, hopefully there'll be value in the videos beyond just that item. You'll pick up some tips and tricks and techniques of things that you can use in other crafts. That's what I'd really like to happen. But also just kind of let you in on my own creative process, so you can see that it's just a normal process that I've worked out for me, and hopefully you can find your own way to pick out how you discover what inspires you and how to implement it and make it into something. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be professional. It should be something that brings you joy and something that lightens your house, your life, your friends' lives, and hopefully you're having fun on the way. That's what I'm really hoping. Just because it can't be avoided by me, times are tough and I know it, and it seems kind of frivolous to me sometimes to be working on something like this, but this is what brings me joy, and I know I need to give myself a break from the drama all over the world right now, and I have to feed my soul, and I think it's important for all of us to feed our souls. So it is important to take time to find things that bring you joy, make you smile, make you want to hang out with your friends. If you get one thing I really hope would happen, if you guys get an idea of something you want to make your own little group of your friends and try making it. And I can give you guys all the list of things you want to
people on the board.
Can chat with you on the board. Let me know what you want to learn more about, and I'm more than happy to maybe we can even do some live craft alongs where I craft with your group. But I want this to be accessible for you guys, so if you have any questions along the way, please type them in. Ryan will read them to me, and I'll show you what I've been coming up with so far. Let's just dive right in. If you can't tell, I have a cold still. And so if I'm going to be coughing this evening, or if Ryan feels like he's going to cough, I'm going to try to realize it's going to happen before it happens, give Ryan a cue, and then we have some special overlay, music, hopefully better than music. But anyway, something to cover the coughs, because...
We'll cover the cough. We got a cough alert. Cough alert.
Cough alert. Oh my gosh. Actually, I got to wait till it starts. Do I start now?
I already did it.
I forget because it's not what I'm seeing on my own camera. I'm done. Hi, I'm back. I think I'll show you what I came up with.
What were they just seeing? They
were
seeing Billy and Dom
you guys
Eat the
were
World.
You guys were seeing Billy and Dom Eat the World. I've been doing watching. I've been watching. What are those called? Reacting video. I just me watching it because it's so stinking cute, and it is another thing that brings me joy. They're just the cutest. And I've only watched 2 so far, and I'm so glad I'm feeling better, because now I can watch them again and focus on what they're talking about. But right now, let's get into Showgirl headdresses. So this, to me, I think really speaks to the fact that I'm kind of a circus girl at heart, because this looks more like... I think Showgirl when I see this. I think Vegas Showgirl, but I think more like a Cirque du Soleil Showgirl is what I kind of went with, and I didn't even know it until I was done. And I love her very much. She doesn't have a name. I think she deserves a name. So if if you guys want to help name her, she's just as sassy as can be, and she is tall and dramatic, and I love her. And she also reminds me very much of of Italy and carnival and that type of circus kind of stuff, which Ryan and I have been very inspired
It's
by our whole
You're talking
lives
too about
together.
the old 1920s flapper showgirl, like that old elegant,
Yeah.
like
So I was trying to think like thanks for that prompt, Ryan. What makes those old costume pieces seem elegant to me? To me, the detail, not necessarily the real diamonds and real metal and all that, but the showmanship of it. The part of a show, what showgirl, the joyous part of what a showgirl would mean to me. And I think there's different aspects of it. So let me give you this little spiel before I'll weave it in. I'll try to weave it in. No, God, the weave. I just said that. Ew.
what?
Never mind.
I don't know.
Caught, block. This. I'm just gonna try to make this story make sense. How's that? Um. So I think the negative side of the term showgirl and all of that to me really embodies exploitation. And I think and I don't think it needs to be that way. I don't think being a showgirl is inherently exploitative. um, I think being a performer is a delightful thing. You get to express who you are. Like if you're I think of burlesque showgirls as being very self uh, assured women who are doing that job because it brings them joy, or men, showgirl men as well. Um, and people who do that kind of big showmanship stuff. And sometimes it gets cheapened in my mind by the whole Las Vegas just there for sex and glitz. But like I say, there's nothing wrong with sex and glitz. If sex and glitz brings you joy, but go for it. Go forth and be that, do that.
It's okay. I haven't been able to use that camera yet because otherwise it looks like I'm top down on a porcupine.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'll do that. So what I was trying to do is take this off my hair and put this on my head while I talked. But what was I gonna say? That it isn't all that. But one of the things that I find glamorous is the. Is my hair looking with it? I can't tell.
A little bit.
It's not quite the right size anymore. Oh, it's like a. What I didn't realize is that my I also feel like King Julian in this hat. Every single time it's King Julian.
You like to move it, move it?
I like to
I
move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
Tay likes to move it, move
Tay
it.
Tay loves to move it. She likes to shake it. Shake it off.
She likes to shake it, shake it. You like to shake it, shake it.
I like to shake it, shake it. You like to? Oh my God, the tie-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, so much fun. What I didn't realize is that the paper mache of this under hat was going to shrink. It doesn't look as glamorous as I imagined it to look with this particular top.
After 2 weeks of a chest cold?
2 weeks of I can't wear any eye makeup or glamour makeup because I got sick and I can't, yeah. Anyway.
But hey, look, there's a color palette that you went off.
So there is a color palette. So this is the not sexy Vegas showgirl version. This is the romantic 1920s and before theatrical, like little, you've got a little troupe that showed up on a Vardo in your village. And, oh, yes. So I did not go with as much of the purple in this one, but I brought more of the purples that we can do in this one. But anyway, we will talk about the colors, but I'm still talking about my inspiration. Yeah. So I'm the showgirl that shows up on a Vardo in your village in October. That's who she is.
We've got
Hey, if you show up for the show, I guarantee you will leave smiling for some reason. So it's a little bit tight on my forehead. I don't know if it But I have a rather large head. It's true. It's been documented. I have a big head. But so now I learned to take that into consideration when I'm making these. So let me put this back up over here.
The base for these crowns are what you worked on last month in the crowns. So
Well, they are and they aren't.
Oh,
I
okay.
came up with the thing was I tried to stay there, King
That's it.
Julian. I made a bunch of crowns last month, and they were so fun, and I loved them. But I realized that I did not make them specifically for my head necessarily. I made them on these forms that I made, and they're rounded, generally head sized, but this could not support. It's not sturdy on my head, and I need something to make a showgirl hat. You need something that fits your head nice and tightly, and that's what these were made to do. And then I also made them so that they would accommodate these other ones. So they're like connector piece crowns. So what I did was this was a generic shape size. If you've got a generic shaped size crown that you want to work on, fine. It doesn't have to fit your head exactly. But then when you're making yourself your own crown, this is cereal boxes. Oh, would you hand me? No. I don't know where it is. Never mind. But cardboard boxes, like cereal. Yeah, there was something else I already had made. But anyway, keep your cardboard cereal boxes. They're a really great thickness and malleability for wearable paper mache pieces, because they can be shaped around the body a bit like, oh, I got my microphone, a bit like fabric, but also you can then, they're not very heavy, but you can then do paper mache on top of them and develop a nice durable shape without much effort and adding much weight to it. So you can either put this together with paper mache or just glue. And I went ahead and did it with just glue because it's not a really giant structural piece. Yes, this is kind of big, but it's not going to be heavy. So anything that's going to be tall should be light. It doesn't have to be like an iron cage. We're not going, don't come here for that tutorial. Don't come here for that tutorial. I don't have those skills. I've never made a showgirl headdress before, by the way. Shh. That was my first one. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I still don't, but that's okay. That's not the point. The point is I want a showgirl headdress, and I want to have a party with my girlfriends, and I want us all to have showgirl headdresses when it gets released. Life of a Showgirl. I just keep calling it Showgirl. When Life of a Showgirl gets released, I want a showgirl party.
Re-release Showgirl in the theaters. Remember that movie from the
my
late 90s?
God, I didn't know.
No, so bad.
I just keep thinking Chicago. No, Showgirls wasn't bad. No, I'm thinking Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls wasn't bad. Showgirls, I don't remember.
That was, careful with your bow on the microphone.
The microphone.
It was the one where the girl from Saved by the Bell showed her boobies.
Oh, the dancer girl. Mm-hmm. It would not have been horrible if she had not been exploited in that film. That poor girl. Okay, I don't know anything about that story. I just remember thinking sadness for her. Mm-hmm. Back to the positive side of showgirl stuff. Become your own showgirl. You don't have to sell it. You can give it away for free. You could be the cow and the milk. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, listen. You can make your own showgirl headdress. So let's get back to how to actually make that. How did we get off that tangent?
Oh no, you did it, man. It's all you.
It's all me.
Okay, let's get down to business.
Business time. We're going to make this something like this by taking cardboard cereal boxes, cutting off a piece, a strip, and when you're doing this, you want it to be double the thickness that it's going to be on here. So because you're going to fold it down the middle, and that will give it structure, the kind of structure you need it to have. Not tons, but enough. And this would be what I would suggest to do for any frame pieces. And because the next thing I'm thinking of, which haven't said out loud yet, is epaulettes.
Oh, yeah.
Showgirl epaulettes. I want them. I need them. So there will be more of this kind of tutorial stuff. And I think what's going to happen is that's going to be my Halloween costume, since I've already got this. And so I think I'm going to make like witches epaulettes, sea witch epaulettes. And so I can show you how to do that.
And if the world does come to an end, you're all ready for the apocalypse. You got your big
God.
ass shoulder pads.
Oh my God. Do you guys remember at the beginning of COVID lockdown when people were, so we did this.
I think we're the only ones who did this.
No, I saw it on Pinterest. I know someone else did it. It just didn't become a thing that I followed. But where you just dress in your most, what was the description, like crazy apocalypse costume? So my husband and child, we were trying to just calm our kid, very anxious kid, down and make not everything seem like doom and gloom. Sort of like today's times and places. But this, Ryan and our child put together these costumes because we always have costume buckets at our house. We're that family. And dig stuff out of the costume buckets. And they put on these costumes. I keep thinking maybe you're looking for the picture, but you're probably not. Okay, good. Anyway, wonderful, these costumes. And so, that joy of being able to go out on a walk where they had 10-foot poles and 6-foot poles so they could keep their distance. Social distance poles. So they were dressed up like these post-apocalyptic clowns of joy. Now, I don't know, that was so cute, like a rough and just whimsy. It was full of whimsy and seriousness because we're here to make sure you stay your social distance. And super adorable. And I'm feeling the need for that kind of costume relief. There was a reason for all of that. I don't remember what it was.
Making epaulettes.
Making epaulettes. So there will be more costume pieces. I keep touching the stupid mic. Sorry, stupid mic. You're not stupid. Okay. So take your strip, put a line of glue down the center. Whatever glue dispensing device you prefer. I've been liking this giant ass syringe.
How'd you get a giant ass syringe?
It was given to me for free because I purchased some soil amendments called azomite on Facebook Marketplace. And then I went to pick it up and the lady and I started talking about plants and she said, oh, let me give you this. You'll probably, do you use liquid fertilizer? And I said, yes, I do. And then I got it home and I went, I'm not using that for liquid fertilizer. Thank you, nice lady, but I'm using that for glue. So that's what this is. I'm guessing they might have something like that at a pet medicine supply online. Like I could just see you having to like give a horse some like giant take all of this gross medicine. It looks like that kind of a thing to me. But this is a very handy sized syringe for glue. But what's great is it also works on thinned out paper mache. The toilet paper mache that I showed you guys how to do a couple months back. There's a recipe online from the lady who came up with that recipe years ago, and I cannot recommend her highly enough. She has such a following. People send all their own new versions of that recipe, and she tries them out, and she's been around for more than 10 years. Paper mache clay. Anyway.
Paper mache clay?
Paper mache clay. I don't think she had to do that to be good. I think she was good without puns, although puns are never a bad thing. We know this. But for that, this is actually really amazing because I could get really good thickness on the paper mache with this thing. Yeah, and I didn't have to keep picking it up with glops on the glops. Glops are fine, but when you just want to get a bunch of it because you're working in volume, this is nice and cute, and it's perfectly fine for certain people, certain situations. But I needed something bigger, and I'm so thankful that I have this weird little thing. Then you're going to cover this with paper. And I wanted this to be a specific color because I'm thinking seaweed. That was my inspiration for this color. And it goes with the Showgirl color scheme. And that's what I did with this. So if I figured if I wanted all my girlfriends to make their own Showgirl headdresses, if we show up for a party, girlfriend, I don't have any boyfriends who are really into Taylor, or I would say my friends, but for me, my girlfriends who like Taylor Swift. But I wanted us all to have our own unique hat, but just within the color theme. So that's there. I'm just showing you a couple different, just by the way, it just came to my mind. So I thought I'd tell you. That's why we have different designs, but with the same color scheme.
But also, do you want to talk about some of your, like, first hat? Do you have three different hats?
Oh yeah. So anyway, then you're going to cover this and yeah, let's talk about more interesting stuff. But once you get all your little strips, make a bunch of little strips, then you're going to connect them and put it like around your head, get it actually the size of your head, and realize it's going to shrink about 1/4 of an inch. So not an insignificant amount. So I would recommend putting on like a
Bean cap.
a feather boa or a beanie cap or something that bulk your head up just a little bit. So this is the right size of your head. Because even if it is a little big at the end, then you can add foam to it. I had some foam around here. Look on the inside of this one. This is packing material that I just saved out of something I got shipped. But you can get this stuff at shipping supply, office supply stores. I'd prefer that you recycle it and salvage it from someplace else rather than buy it fresh because it's plastic. And I'm trying to inspire other people as much as myself to use less plastic things new. So then you make your hat, you put it on, and then you slowly just add on bit by bit by bit. We can do a whole nother tutorial about that later. But then I came up with these ideas. Is that what you were going to ask me about?
Yeah, because we got pictures and stuff.
So I went into my giant craft buckets and said, speaking of using stuff up, I was like, what do I have that are these colors? What do I have that's these colors? And I had a lot of stuff of these colors. So at a thrift store last year, I got these used what are they called? Streamers and tasseled streamers. And I haven't known what to do with them, but I was like, I really like those colors. And so I had those in there, and I had these feathers left over from another feather project. And I had some bows that these 3 bows, I had 3 of these. Those I had purchased and never used, and because I kept thinking they were too pretty, I was like, I don't want to use them. I like them too much, and I'm trying not to hoard stuff now. So like, yes, no, I will use these for that. And same thing with these. These were in the bottom of our Christmas box. I had been putting them on our Christmas tree over the last couple years, and so I dug a couple of these out. They were the wrong color, so I did put some food coloring on them. I had food coloring. And I mixed it with water, and then I squirted it on there. And they dried, and they work okay. They're not quite the right color, but I think they work as a nice contrast. That's how I came up with those things. And then so
your inspiration was
this
thing here. You'll wait a bit and it'll show up.
It'll show up. So I wanted to have something that took up a lot of space that wasn't really heavy, because I knew, not having experience with Showgirl headdresses, I have enough insight to know that it's a skill to walk around with one of those things on your head and not have it fall off of your head. And there are a lot of structural things that you're not meant to see from the audience, like chin straps, and they attach to neck pieces or whatever. And they're like helmets sometimes. And the ones that aren't, I can't even begin to imagine how they're structurally made to not kill your head. I have hypersensitivity around a lot of sensory things. And so if I'm going to wear this thing, it has to be light. Otherwise I'll put it on and I'll love it and then I'll never wear it again. Which is fine. I like the making process too. So, so I wanted this to be light, but I wanted it to take up some grand space. You know, I wanted it to read from across the room, like an English hat at a wedding. What are those? Fancies? No.
Fascinators.
Fascinators. Ugh, always wanted a fascinator.
You made your own fascinator. For that.
I've always wanted to go to an English event where my fascinator would be appreciated. Where I'd have a reason to wear it, not just my own made up one. But so yeah, I wanted something big and bright. And then I realized I have been doing this is a slight variation on the Showgirl color theme, because then I started to bring in these pinks, and I realized it made me feel like a mermaid, that just like a fun mermaid. And my Christmas tree has sort of gone in this direction over the last couple years. This is a little more Easter Disney mermaid princess. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I went.
Nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that. I'm feeling weird because I'm a grown ass woman. Like, I want to dress like a pretty little princess. So anyway, yes, I want to dress like a pretty little princess. Who doesn't? You can't tell me you don't. I know. Ryan dresses up with me in all kinds of costumes. It's super fun.
I'm the pretty princess on the inside, so I don't necessarily have to be that on the outside.
But that's why it reads so naturally on you when you do. You should have seen him last year. We went for was it last year or 2 years ago when you went as Ethel Merman?
A couple years ago.
That was chef's kiss. We went to an ocean themed Halloween party, and I made a giant jellyfish hat with it was my version of what was going around on the internet at the time. And Ryan dressed as Ethel Merman, the pun, with the big old beehive. Oh my God. If you wear that costume again, I can wear this, and I can be, I don't know, another version, the mer lady. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing with this. I'm going to be, so how do we attach this? That's the next thing.
How do we attach this?
How do we attach this? I mean, the time is going like, oh my gosh, we still have a half hour? We got so much time.
Oh God, totally. No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
So anyway, back that track up.
You got a whole
knock on wood. I'm already breaking stuff. Oh.
Hearts, minds, cheese, wind.
Not on that show. I said I wasn't going to bring it up today. Okay.
There you go. What? No, there wasn't a, you don't have to.
No, I don't know what you're saying. I'm trying to listen.
Okay, sorry. I was playing the clip from the show. I thought that you had to make some noise or something.
Oh, no. Oh, so cute. Billy and Dom. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is how we're going to try to attach these. So what I'm going to do is, at some point, I'm going to attach this to the main crown. But before I do that, I want to start to develop what the inside is going to look like without this on it, because this is going to get in my way and bother me. So I have here the shape that I used for that guy over there. These are those, they're decorations that you see. People use them in centerpieces for 4th of July. They're kind of like, they're sold in the floral department.
Yeah, it's like the live, laugh, love, the white stringy thing.
Yeah.
Those like bunch of wicker balls and
stuff. But they're all plastic. Like, it's like, holy shit, this is just gonna get used. I mean, this is the kind of stuff after a party, it's around me and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. It's just going to bother me and I want to throw it away. And then it's a one and done dumped thing. But I had these. So I was like, what the heck am I going to do with these? And they have height and drama. And I was trying to do height and drama on a budget.
That's me.
Oh, my baby. Height and budget on it. Height and drama on a budget. Okay, so anyway, I gathered them together. I spray painted them the color that is to do with the theme. I wrapped them together with tape and then sort of covered the base with a little bit of paper. And then I bent these down to match the shape of the frame underneath. That frame is a little different shaped than this one. And then I spread out with something like this. You've got a lot of weight going straight up. So if it needs multiple points of contact to be able to distribute the weight appropriately and not pull the hat off your head.
I'll pull the hat off the head, and then also if it's just going to torque and tilt in one axis, you have to lock it in so it doesn't forward, back, and side to side.
Thank you. That is exactly right.
You'll get it all locked in, and it'll just flop backwards.
Bonk. So at least 3 points of contact. So this particular one is bent to the other shape. So I'm going to try to bend this to fit this one a little more because I do want it to, I was thinking I want this, I have some extra, and I think I want to try to incorporate this with the others, kind of like in a bouquet. If you have a main bunch of greenery or base plants, then you can just start sticking in the longer, more individual pieces, and this fills in the center. That's the theory there. I never took a florist class.
But you worked as a lady in a flower shop.
I got to watch a lot of really talented florists when I worked in a flower shop briefly. It was one of my favorite jobs ever. Favorite job ever. Because I wasn't good enough to be an actual florist. And the florists work hard as fuck. Those women work hard. They're up at like 3 a.m. to be down at the flower market at 4. And those people at the flower market, I've been down there since midnight. And anyway, hard job, but I did get to watch. So I got to come in, help prepare them, which meant I got to like take all the ends of the stems off and cut, and we'd chit chat, just like hanging out with your girlfriends making tamales or something. And then, well, the store's not even open. They're making all these beautiful things. The whole shop just smells like life because flowers in the morning, coffee, flowers, girls hanging out and talking. It was the best. I think that's why more flower shops need to exist in the world. Anyway, so I did learn a couple things about flower arranging. Job. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this down right here. And to do that, I'm just going to take tape, which I thought I had, but I don't. So because I don't have just tape, I do have what I would use anyway, which is to cover the tape.
Creepy paper?
Creepy paper. Thank you for saying it, Ryan. I love creepy paper. What?
I got you.
You got me? Oh, this is what I wanted. Spamp. The little syringe is so much easier and better than a paintbrush. Paintbrush, I need 2 hands. Syringe, I can hold something with 1 hand and support it. And then, thank you, honey, I have tape. So we're going to tape it down because a base layer of tape is smarter than trying to secure it with paper.
And glue. And you're going to sit here for the next 25 minutes waiting for the glue to dry.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, and I've done it plenty of times, but you don't want to try to do that on camera, trying to get stuff.
And things and stuff.
And I think I expressed it earlier. I'm trying to use less plastic and stuff, but it's still around everywhere, and I'm trying to use it up. The problem then becomes durability compared to convenience. Like we have a lot of durable natural materials, like paper mache stuff is durable, but the timing of using it is slow because it needs time to dry before the strength comes from it. So being aware of what you're giving up when you're making certain choices to try to be more natural and responsible in your consumption or crafting or whatever. It brings different set of challenges, which on one hand is really fun because it forces you to do something a little different than you naturally would, which means you're more likely to come up with a really unique thing that's all yours.
I thought it was like an analogy for relationships or something.
Probably is, if I was less drunk on tea and margarita mix. Okay, so I got that kind of on there. I'll secure it more after y'all go because I'm running out of time. And then I'm going to not worry too much about what this looks like around here. And I'm going to end up creating a collar. This is kind of what I was looking at here. Once this gets back on, okay, that's probably a good time to put that back on. That would be funny. Like I get all this stuff on there, and then you can't get the crown on. That would be bad. So now I'm going to start trying to find where this other stuff looks like it might be fun. So I'm thinking my inspiration here is coral reef. You know, I'm imagining Ariel kind of going, ah.
Oh, I was like Nemo and
or Nemo
clownfish.
Yeah, a couple little fish would be really fun if I had time.
Like nuzzle into the anemone.
Anemone. So I have made a couple of these really long, and to do that, I just took multiple floral wires, and these things are so stickery. They're very tangly. I love them. But I attached them with quite a bit of overlap, and just make sure you have the thickness. Wires come in all these different thicknesses. The larger the number, the thinner the wire. So it's kind of the gauge. Thank you. And I always get the wrong gauge, but it's funny because then I still have a whole bunch and I always end up using all of them. So it's like, gosh darn it. But if you need to know your gauges, just go to the store and check out the packages at like your local craft store or something. It's one of the things that's really good about having an in-person store, a brick and mortar store, is you can actually go in and feel the stuff and touch it and see if it's worth your money, and before you buy it and then have to waste it on shipping and whatnot. But you want it to be thick enough to support whatever you put on the end. These are just paper streamers, but there's sometimes 4 and 5 of them on one stem. So you need to make sure you have enough support there. This one that was really big, I used part of an old plastic floral wire that came with another bunch of flowers that I used for another craft. But so save the materials. They come in handy. And just make sure they're long enough, because you're going to want extra down at the bottom that is just there to be wound around the frame. So if you're not sure how much of that you'll need, I would say as you're working on once you've got the style of the piece that you want to add in, hold it on to your headdress or put it on your head to see if you can see about how far out it goes. And it's like that looks crazy. Leave it that long, because you want to be able to have options of making it shorter or longer. And if you make it too short, it's kind of hard to add more stem on bit at a time. So, but make the stem extra nice and long so you have enough to fold in and attach to the hat. And I think actually I have this other one like that. I want some more. I don't want it all. There's so many ways you could go, and none of them are wrong. You could have all the things go like in a uniform halo where they're all at the same level. You could go kind of like Japanese floral. That is something I mean, it would look like somebody who didn't know what they were doing did it, but where there's opposition, compositional drama. I'm not so great at that. I just kind of look at what I think looks fun. And if I was trying to be all perfect, I couldn't be. So
couldn't be more perfect.
I'm not even going to try to be perfect because what's the point? It's fun just to be whatever. And there's not enough room on there for it to hold on. So I'm going to change my whole reasoning and say I meant it to be this short.
You've got heights.
I got heights. I got all the heights.
Yeah,
low, medium, high.
A lot of ups.
I got the ups. I got the sidewayses. Okay. I'm going to put another one over here. Other thing is, here's something to think about. I am limited by the number of connection points to this hat, of how much volume I can get just by wrapping the wires to the form. So if you are knowing you're going to want a lot of stuff on there, I suggest making extra supports. I went back and put on 2 more just yesterday because I don't think I have enough supports, and I wished I'd put on a couple more. But it's a little late for me for now. It's a little late. It's a little late for me now. I guess I'll just work with what I've got. It's okay. That reminds me of that girl. What is her name? She's like, oh, you're winning at life. You're winning. The I Smell Like Beef girl. I love her. And I never remember her name. It's okay. The one where she's with her mom. She's like 6 years old. Maybe. I don't know. And she's looking at a dress and she's like, it's really pretty. I'd love to get it. But it's so masterclass manipulation, but clearly a joke as well. And I love it. Love it. That girl is a master. Okay, I am loving this already so much. I can't even say. These I made last night. It was super late and I just could not put them down. I didn't know what color they were because I had turned off the main light and I was just working by like the overhead. Well, it was the main light was still on, which is a shitty little light. And I was playing with these and I'm so happy that I did because they're so fun. I love them. They look like Dr. Seuss kind of things to me, which oftentimes creeps me out, but this doesn't creep me out for some reason. All this stuff that people really like about Dr. Seuss, it's like, I like it in little bits, but if I get just too much, it's creepy. I think I know why. I just had a moment. I had one of my favorite teachers in high school showed us a movie, The 10,000 Fingers of Dr. No. Oh my God, Chris. Okay. Chris Mode was my teacher. Oh my gosh, at Roosevelt. And yeah, he took us over to his house. There were a bunch of us theater nerds and we were hanging out and he's like, I want you kids to see this movie. It's really a good movie. So we went over to his house and Chris was just like, okay, he was so precious. He's like, this is amazing. He's a very femme out gay man in the 80s and just embraced all of us theater kids. It was so delightful and he was so honorable and just so supportive. I love Chris Mode. Anyway, yeah, he sat us down and let us watch this movie and it was crazy. So simple, so innocent, so sweet. Looked like this. It was just a giant, the whole set I think was designed by Dr. Seuss or the art. He did his own art, right? And if not, that person was inspired by Dr. Seuss because it's crazy. It's just like this 1960s fever LSD dream. Like, I was never alive in the 60s, but I look back at the 60s and I go, that was weird. Those people were really, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the 60s. I don't think I could have managed it. But anyway, I love these. They're not too much. They're just enough. And I love them. But they're not going to sit up like that. I'm going to have to find more ways to secure that. But I may be able to do triangulation with internal gusseting and trusses. Ooh, that is fun. Am I just really impressing myself? So when you're working on your pieces, what I really want and hope for you is to be able to feel what I'm feeling right now, which is, oh, I like me. That was so, oh, I think I did a good job. I'm very happy for myself right now. I'm getting the aesthetic that I wanted to get, which doesn't always happen.
The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T.
The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. An amazing, amazing, weird old little film. Has to do with a piano teacher. That's all I'll say. Evil. But that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I think I need some more things. Let's see. Do I want some feathers? Or are those just throwing it off too much? Outside opinion wouldn't go wrong.
Oh no. Do you want this is your one other crown? You're not going to save these for a different second one? Because...
No, I'm going to do this one up.
Okay.
I want it to be like God Day.
Because you had your other one, your other inspiration was this one, which is definitely Susie Cat.
I know what you're going to show.
Sort of thing. But I don't know if you were going to...
I got this thing. Where's my boa? That's why I bought that freaking boa. I was like, I want to make that cat. Anyway, I don't know where I put it. But I think what I'm going to end up doing with the boa is I need the boa. You have to tell me how it's going.
How's she going?
How does it look? How's it coming together? I need my boa.
Pull way out.
Wait a second. Okay, well, I can't find the boa. But what I think I want to do is have
Very happy we don't have the ceiling fan on either.
Yeah, that's good too. I might have to make this a little shorter. I can tell it feels a little, well, but this isn't, none of this is attached. Okay. I'm going to have a tie on it for sure. But I think I want to have kind of some side tassels coming down maybe. But that was going to be the boa, not this giant thing. So, and have two of those coming down.
Mermaid boa?
Yeah. I don't know the word joke.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just saying that it's...
And maybe have some of those like medallions.
There you go. Because that is, yeah, definitely that
like,
same...
And then some seashells dangling down. Like, put some little seashells on here. Anyway, over the next month, you will see me complete this headdress. And you'll see if it ends up looking as good as I have it going to look in my head. I have not done anything to this yet that is not undoable. Okay, so it might end up looking completely different than this, because tomorrow when I wake up in the light of day, I may have changed my mind. But I think it's got potential. I think it has real potential. I think I'm going to have to blend the colors of, I'm not sure if this is too bright in contrast. It looks good on the camera. And I'm going to put some antiquing wax on it to kind of make it look lustered and aged like my feet. No, I don't know what that meant. I don't know. I'm trying to be silly and it just came out creepy. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. We still have 10 minutes. What should we do?
Oh, you wanted to show this. I don't know if you still want to look at some of these about stuff. It's going to be, once again, like 20 seconds beyond.
Oh, okay. What is it? What are you showing me?
You're going to see, but oh well.
I'm going to see. I'll see. You'll see.
You'll all see. I'll show you all.
I'll show you.
So if you want this for your life of a showgirl, or if you want this for your own post-apocalyptic journey into the lighter side of the end of the world.
Bring joy to your neighbors. Bring joy to yourself. That was the other thing at the beginning of at the beginning of the hour, I really wanted to, like, I can't get away from it. Like, shit's hard and we can't get away from it. But just having an hour to do this with you guys feeds my soul. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Hopefully, when you guys get to see it, if you're not watching it live, um, you'll get some joy out of it too, and it'll inspire you to make something pretty and share it with your friends and family, and just think about the good stuff.
Go shopping in your own like leftovers.
Yeah, go shopping in your leftovers. Ask your neighbors if they have any old, craft bits that they're getting rid of from Christmas. Another thing is,
have
like,
a party, have everybody come over. You bring your own stuff together,
oh,
and you
that'd
make
be
stuff
a
together.
great, just like bring all your craft stuff
Mm-hmm.
and have a neighborhood craft or girlfriends or friends craft swap. Just junk and come up with, and if you're not going to do Taylor Swift, it doesn't have to be Taylor Swift, but if you guys want to have like a little neighborhood party where the kids come over and you have just a little crafting party with yourself and the neighbors, that's kind of the stuff that America misses lately, since we've all been on our phones so much. So just maybe think about creating a little get together with your friends, and
if it's not your friends in person, then do this all over Zoom.
that's also a very good thing to do.
Remind
But
each other
if
to
it's not
say-
the right color, spray paint, food coloring,
Mica paint.
mica paint. Oh, that's another one I was going to show you guys here today. I've shown this on other lives, but so this is the mica, and I don't know how environmentally sound this stuff is, but I have it and I'm using it. I think the biggest problem with the mica is the working conditions of the people who mine it and grind it up. I think they might use child labor. I don't know. So I might just have this and use it up and not buy it ever again. But if you have it and you don't know how to use it and you don't want to just throw it away.
You move your headdress out of the way because I'm going to get a tough. Still, there's no way that it could not be. Okay.
Here, you can take it. Take it. Hold it. Put it on. No, you can't fit it on your head. I have a big head, but Ryan has a really big head. Don't break that. Don't you break it. Don't you. Okay, so here's how I affix mica powders to things. I take some old hairspray that I don't like having on my head because it's the wrong texture, and the stronger the better hold. Obviously, it's got more I think it's shellac. I would like to say I could read the ingredients here and tell you what it is.
Never learned to read.
But hairspray in general has adhesives, natural adhesives, generally speaking. So even really natural hairsprays will work for this. So if you, the kind that comes in a pump spray bottle, if you want to make your own, I would suggest using shellac flakes and alcohol. I think there's a lot of recipes online for making your own shellac varnish, or buy some shellac varnish. You could also use what's that stuff? The seeds, silica seed? No, not silica seeds. Flax seeds. Flax seeds have been used traditionally to make the slime that you can use as hairspray, as setting gel in the olden days. And that would also work. But if you're just using up some old hairspray, take and don't put the powder in first. That's my first recommendation, because who would do that anyway? I mean, that would make sense. You'd like spray and like powder would go everywhere. Nobody would do that. I did that. Okay, so just start by putting a little bit in whatever container you're going to mix it in. And then you're going to want something dry and to scoop this out with. I have a few little spoons that I generally use, but I don't know where they are. So I'm just going to use this little dry paint brush is the word. And then just put it in there and then mix it around a little bit. And then you're going to add more hairspray and alcohol to make it as the texture that you want to paint with. A little goes a long way. And you can, what I found is that I tended to waste more than I needed to. I would leave it really thick like that and then start painting with it. And it gives a beautiful look. But even if you thin it out quite a bit, you can get that exact same effect and then you're not wasting it. And what's nice about this is if it dries out, you can refresh it with more hairspray. So that even if it dries out, you could treat it like watercolor. Just add more water to it. But once you've got your little container full of it, then it's a really fun medium to get embellishments on crepe paper. It looks really just so vintage. You could get such wonderful vintage looks with this stuff. So these are hand-dyed papers that I have here. And I can show you guys how to do those, how to hand dye paper anytime you want.
There were videos where you already talked about that.
Yes, and I'd love to do more of that. So if you want, I always love to dye paper. It's one of my favorite tasks in, it's not a task, it's one of my favorite things to do when I'm crafting is just making the materials sometimes. And then the next best thing is like, how am I going to use that? At this point, when I make colored papers, I don't really have a reason, a specific reason in mind. I'm just like, I want to make things in this color today. So I just play around with the colors. And then I end up having these weird speckly mixtures of things to use. And these were the things that were really the inspiration for the leaves on the hat that I'm so happy with. Those weird little Dr. Seuss leaves. Yeah. I don't know if they look, good enough for anybody else. They're not meant to be professional. They are meant to just make me happy, and they do. And I think that's one of the most important things to keep in mind when you're crafting and you're making whatever you're making. Have fun doing it. It doesn't have to be a competition with yourself, with anybody else. It can just be enjoying the materials you're working with and seeing what they do. For me, just now, I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, I don't really like the orange with the yellow and brown, so maybe I just won't put more of this on that, even though I do want to keep painting. So let's see, I'll finish doing that. Let me find another color to play with. Just let yourself enjoy working with what you have. And try to let yourself play as if it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. You're making this stuff for yourself and your friends and your family. And if you think it's really good, maybe you come up with a great idea and then you have something you want to do for a profit, and then maybe you could, have both of those things, in your pocket. But maybe you would never even know if you were good at something unless you tried and played and just gave yourself a chance to not be great at it. Let yourself play, have fun, come back for more inspiration. Tell me what your inspirations are. I love to hear what you guys are working on. And we're going to have a lot more little crafty stories. This month, little videos will come out and we'll show you how I'm working on this. And if you have any questions, type them in and I'll answer them for you. Love you guys. Thanks for